son to a king, a ruler of North India. Then he was worried of the sufferings in the world. He was very pensive, always thinking about how people suffer from various type of troubles and worries and tribulations. So he wanted to find the cause of all these troubles. So in search of the cause and remedy for all these sufferings, he wanted to leave his palace and went from home to homeless life. So, after a long search, making much effort, after so many experiences and experiments, he found out a way to get rid of all these troubles. He found the cause of all troubles and sufferings. At last, after following his own cause that he had discovered, he attained to enlightenment, attained to full realization of the nature of life. So, from that time onward, he was known as Buddha, the awakened one, the one who had realized truths. So, in this way, Buddha is the discoverer of the cause of suffering, cause and remedy for suffering.
I see. Could you associate Buddha with a god?
No, not inspired by any unseen being, unseen power.
I see. So Buddha was basically a very
enlightened being.
Human
being,
yes.
Enlightened. But extraordinary because he has spiritually, he attained to the highest possible level of life.
I see. Yes.
So, he's not superhuman, but extraordinary person.
Yes.
Yes.
Could you explain how one could put the teachings of Buddha into practice, into their daily life? How would one...
Yes. In brief, I tell you how to practice it. Every practice, according to the teachings of Buddha, depends on the life of good character. First you have to build good character. You must be a morally pure being, morally good being. First you have to build good moral character, morally good character,
yes.
Which we call sila. In other words, we call it, if you use religious terminology, we call it keeping precepts. That is building moral character. This is the foundation. After building moral characters, then you have to develop self-concentration. Because so long as you are in a scattered way of your mind, if our mind is scattered and confused and runs after this and that object, we can't understand or we can't find out the key to any problem. So mind must be in a concentrated mood. So we have to develop concentration, self-concentration. There are so many methods to develop one's concentration. Buddha has given 38 methods. According to our commentaries, there are 40 methods. So we have to develop concentration. Then we have to utilize our power of concentration to find out what we really are.
Yes.
We need not believe merely because it is found in any kind of scriptures. The Lord Buddha said, You need not believe my words merely because I have spoken to you. Out of respect for me, perhaps you may try to follow me blindly. Now, out of respect, don't accept my words. You may put it to test, just as a goldsmith examines gold by heating, by cutting, by hammering, and by so many ways to find out whether it is genuine gold or artificial gold. In exactly the same way, you must put my teaching to test. Try to practice a little, then you will find whether it is beneficial or not. So, everything is left to you. You must use your reasoning power. A man who has no reasoning power has nothing to do with my teachings. So you have to develop yourselves. You must use your reasoning power. Then put my teachings to practice. To test. If it appeals to you, then practice it. So he gave to the world his own way, the way trodden by himself, his own experience. The way is this, as I have mentioned now. First you have to build your moral character, then develop concentration, then try to examine yourself, what you really are. So, we have one physical body. Every individual has a physical body. You must try to understand what it is. Yes. Some scientific knowledge of physical science is very useful for Buddhist practice. Yes. So, the physical science is very friendly with Buddhism. So, if he is a person who is well versed in physical science, physiology and so on, it is very easy for him to follow Buddhist way, Buddhist teachings. So, you have to examine your body. In other words, if I use a modern word, scientifically, physiologically, examine what your body is. So, you have to analyze it mentally. Then, when you understand what it is, come to your mind, how your mind works, how your thoughts work, how your mental state rise up, and so on. So, little by little, you have to make this self-examination. This self-examination is called vipassana meditation. People call it a meditation, but actually, as there is no other word to express this idea, we use the term meditation, but it is not exactly meditation, it is much more than that. It is self-investigation.
Self-investigation.
But we call it, nowadays we call it vipassana meditation. It is self-investigation, self-examination, self-analyzing. So you have to do it. Then you will find what you really are.
Yes.
When you find what you really are, you come to realization through your own experience and experiment and self-investigation.
Yes.
Not depending on another's word. Not because the Buddha had said it. From your own experience you have to develop yourself.
Yes.
When you come to this full understanding of your nature, you are free from all troubles and worries. You will be able to face any kind of trouble with full happy heart.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is Buddhist way of practice.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Is it right that Buddha broke man down into the 5 aggregates?
Yes. That's the realization. What I mean by realization is realization of your own nature. That is, now, Buddha has given his experience. According to his experience or his teachings, what we mean by man is nothing but mind plus body.
Mind and
physical side and mental side.
Yes.
The physical side we call it body. The mental side, if we use an English term, we may call it mind, but in Pali we call it nama.
Nama.
All mental states, including mind,
Yes.
is called nama.
Yes.
The immaterial side of life. The other side, the material side, that is body, it is called nama and rupa. First, the man is divided into two groups. Then again, that mental side is divided into four groups: consciousness, feelings, perceptions, and all other mental activities, which we call sankhara. So altogether, now five: the physical side or physical life, or material side. We call it group of matters. Then group of feelings every moment that rise and vanish in our thought stream. And group of recognizing faculties, which we call perceptions. Whenever we see something, actually we have some sort of recognition, right or wrong. Every moment they rise and vanish.
Yes.
So they are taken into one group called recognition group or group of perceptions.
Yes.
Then they rise together with consciousness, the groups of consciousness. Then also there are so many mental states rise in consciousness every moment according to the occasion, according to the environment. Now sometimes you get angry. So anger is one state of mind. Sometimes joy, sometimes devotion, sometimes conceit, sometimes humbleness, sometimes honesty, sometimes dishonesty. So many mental states. All these mental states are divided into 52.
52.
Out of the 52, perceptions are separated as the group of perceptions. And feelings or sensations are taken as the group of feelings or sensations. And all other 50 mental states are taken as the group of mental activities.
Yes.
Sankhara Khanda, we call it in Pali. The other group is group of consciousness, or types of consciousness.
Yes.
So, altogether, the human being is divided into 5 groups. Groups of matters, group of feelings, group of perceptions, group of mental activities, group of consciousness.
I see.
In brief, all these 5 groups are divided into 2 again. Classified into 2 again. That is, all the material states are taken as rupa, material.
Material, yes.
Corporeality. All other states are called nama or mind. Mind plus matter.
Yes.
So, it is not the same thing every moment. All our material states are subject to change every moment. Momentary change.
Each moment.
Yes. All of the mental states, including consciousness, they are also more rapidly. More quickly and rapidly, more speedingly,
Yes.
rising and vanishing, and flow like a stream.
Like a stream, yes.
Yes.
There's nothing solid or...
Nothing solid, nothing, there is no core, there is no unchanging essence here.
No.
But there is changing states. The whole life is a change.
Changing, yes.
Both material and immaterial.
Yes.
There is nothing to be taken as unchanging entity.
No.
No, that is why the Lord Buddha said, if you examine yourself, you find there is nothing to be taken as unchanging self or ego entity.
No. No unchanging soul.
No soul,
Substance.
no soul, nothing to be taken as soul.
No.
Yes, because everything is subject to change. Therefore, whatever you don't experience, how can you believe it? It is blind belief.
Yes.
If you experience it, if you feel you have a soul or something, you have to analyze it. Don't be a slave to what book says or what some theories give you, without being a slave to what others says. Independently examine yourself. Don't depend on theories. According to Buddhism, to believe a theory is foolishness. It is blind faith. Buddhism has Buddha doesn't give an opportunity to his disciples to believe a theory. He asks, you may examine.
And personally experience it.
Personal experience is to be done. Don't have too much belief even in what I say. You try. It is left to you.
Yes.
If you find it, then you will know what it is. Any person who goes along this path of self-examination, he comes to where I have come to. It is natural. It is not only for the Buddha, to everybody it is common. So do it. That is what Buddha asks us.
Yes.
He also simply guides. He gives how he taught the way, but we should not blindly follow it. We have to examine for ourselves whether he is right or not, to know.
Yes. Yes. Through the practice of mindfulness,
yes,
meditation.
What we call meditation is that, self-examination.
Self-examination.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. I believe that the freedom that Buddha taught was really the insight that there is no self or soul. The insight to see this clearly for oneself, that there is no self or soul, either there is nothing solid mentally or physically, brings freedom, brings...
Well, when you realize the exact nature of your life, you will come to this understanding. It is this. You don't find any unchanging essence within your body. And again you see nothing unchanging in your mental side. So when you realize that, from your own experience, you see there is no unchanging I, unchanging self. I is just convention, conventional usage. For the sake of convention, we say I, you, he, and so on.
Yes.
But psychologically, according to Buddhist psychology and the experience of a meditator, self-examiner, self-investigator, he doesn't see any unchanging identity, unchanging ego. So what we mean by I or mind are a term used for a process, a stream. When you see that, whatever happens, when you come to that culmination, that realization, you see some happening. You feel it doesn't happen to you because there is no you psychologically. Ultimately, some happenings. So you are not moved. You see, from that point of view, everything is subject to change. Some change takes place. You don't get angry. You don't feel self-conceited. You don't feel attached to anything. There is nothing to be attached. Changing process is there everywhere in the world. So from that point of view, from that stand, you look at the things. A person who has come to this stand is called an arahant, the perfect one.
Yes.
That's the Buddhist goal.
Yes.
Buddha advises to come to that. Then you are an unmoved, happy person. Because there is nothing to be sorrowful here in the world. It is natural. When you see the things as they really are,
As they really are.
There is no cause for suffering. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. there's a lot said about the practice in Buddhism of loving kindness. It's something which one cultivates oneself. Could you explain how one can put that practice of loving kindness?
Yes, there is two ways. There are two ways for the practice of loving kindness. One way for the people who have not come to this realization. Persons who have not come to this full realization, they see beings. They see there are men, there are animals, there is person you, he, I. All these things they see. From that point of view, you look at the people
As entities.
Yes, as entities. Then what he has to do, Buddha doesn't force us. So from our standard, from that standard, we have to look at the world and regard all like ourselves. Because I feel, so long as I think I am, I feel I must be happy. And, so, like myself, all the other peoples, all other beings also like to be happy. So let them be happy. I have no authority to do any harm to others. So I must regard all of them, all the beings as myself. So we have to practice. When we are in that standard. We have to practice loving kindness in this way, according to the standard.
Yes.
Now, Buddhism is just like a school. In a school there are so many standards or forms or classes. Now, in the school of the world, in the world school, people are in different standards. The people in lower standards have to practice loving kindness towards all other beings, as I have mentioned now.
Yes.
Now, suppose you come to the highest stand, naturally you have loving kindness, tenderness towards all such changing processes which you see.
Towards changing processes.
Yes.
Yes.
So you hope all these changing processes may realize their own the exact nature and be free from all worries. In that way,
yes,
the practice of loving kindness is done when you come to the culmination of realization.
Yes. And it is, I suppose, from that standpoint, it is spontaneous.
Yes.
It's not prompted.
Yes.
It's completely spontaneous.
When you come to the topmost stage of realization, there is nothing to practice. You have passed over to the highest level. Simply you look at all living beings as changing processes. Naturally there is tenderness in your thoughts towards all beings. Always you are full of that loving kindness, that tenderness.
Yes, continuously.
Yes.
Moment to moment.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Yes. Could I move on to karma? I wonder, could you explain how actually we come to be in this life as the results of all our previous actions and reactions?
Yes.
We are born with the 5 aggregates:
Yes.
physical form, feeling, perception, cognition,
Yes.
consciousness.
Yes.
All different shapes,
Yes.
all looking
Yes.
different. Could you explain how karma is produced through will, motive and
Yes.
action?
Yes. Now, first of all I have to tell you, the karma is performed not by those highly developed persons called arahants or perfect ones. They don't do karmas, because they are beyond that state. They don't require to do any karma. But as a service, they do something to the world. But it is the other persons who have not attained to full realization who perform karmas. So now it is they who are being born over and over again. Because within us, now again I have to use the conventional terms, because I have to explain in that way, because it is those persons who have not attained to full realization that deal with this karmic process and so on.
Yes.
So in their own language we have to speak.
Yes.
So a person has some sort of attachment, a strong attachment to the world, to the existence. He doesn't like to give up this physical body as well as his mental body. He wants to be in that what he imagine as I. He want to be I. He want to exist as I.
Yes.
As ego. So, because of this egoism and egotism, he is very much attached to this existence in the world. This is a strong attachment, which we call craving in English, but it is not strong enough to express the idea, as there is no other word we use the term craving. But it is attachment, a strong attachment for existence in the world with mind plus matter. So he has this attachment. Because of this attachment, he does so many things. Sometimes good deeds, sometimes bad deeds. Suppose he wants to be a better and happier being in next life. In every religion you are taught to be happier in future lives.
Yes.
So it is natural that we want to be happier. And that we don't like to to be annihilated. Nobody likes. We want to improve ourselves or to be better, to have a better life as we have now, or much better than what we have today. We have that desire to possess a body like this, or a better body, or more beautiful body, or a stronger body,
yes.
And also a stronger mind. Yes. So always we have that desire to possess a mind plus body better and better.
Better.
Yes. This is a strong desire, strong attachment. Yes. This is the base, the foundation, the substratum for our existence. Because of this,
craving.
We do all these things, and we have some sort of motive when we do something. Motive, intention, and strong will or volition. This we call, from Buddhist point of view, it is what we call karma. Not mere deed.
No.
Not mere outward deed.
No.
Every deed is done from some motive, an intention, and strong will.
Yes.
Therefore the Lord Buddha said, it is this strong will accompanied by motive and intention. It is this will which I call karma.
I see.
According to this will, you do something.
Yes.
But according to the development of will, the strength of will and volition that has arisen at the moment of doing that deed, the result comes.
Yes. Yes.
So it is this karma is that volition accompanied by intention and motivation. Motive.
Yes. Yes.
So when you do something, when you have such intention and motive, volition and so many mental states accompanied, it gives an impression in your thought stream.
Yes.
It deposits. Its force. Though it disappears, it falls down or vanishes at the moment, but it leaves or it deposits its force. Every heavy will, either good or bad, has a strong impression. It doesn't, it leaves some impression in thought stream. And this impression, or deposited, I mean, it is a kind of force of the mind, force of the will. It is deposited in thought stream.
Yes.
And it passes along the thought stream, gathering and supported by some such similar ones.
Yes.
So we call this the karmic force. Someday, one of such karmic force, there are millions and millions of such karmic forces stored in our thought stream, though we don't feel it.
Yes.
So one of them becomes more powerful at some time. Then it comes up again, causing some sort of consciousness to rise up.
Yes.
It is all the business of thought process. Its own force, its gathered forces makes the different types of consciousness rise up.
Yes.
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 So when the time when it becomes mature, it becomes ripe and rise up, we call it resultant thought.
Resultant thought.
Yes. So that will, that volition, as I mentioned, is called karma. Its force is deposited in thought stream.
Yes.
And thoughts are supported by that.
I see.
Different types of consciousness are pushed up.
Yes. Yes.
By that force.
Yes. By
Sometimes when such forces are become very strong.
They're activated.
It's activated.
By
It is
forces.
activated.
Yes.
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 In this way, the karmic forces deposited within us, we don't know at which time they become ripe and come up.
Yes. There's no way of telling. At any time they can.
Any time it may rise up.
Yes.
Now, for example, now in this life, we do something
Yes.
for our present life, but if we, according to the way we do our deeds here for our present progress, progress in this life, if we are very active and do, then past such impressions which are hidden in our thought stream, they get encouraged, they get strengthened by our present way of living, and they come up.
Yes. Yes.
They come up as good results.
Good results.
Everything depends on our present way. In the same way, some bad karmas which are about to give their result here in this life, we can overcome them, most of them, by our present ways.
Oh, we can. We can rectify our past.
Yes.
Yes.
We never say that everything we do is the result of past actions, past karmas. No.
Oh, you don't.
There is no such a
Yes,
teaching in
yes.
Buddhism.
I think in Hinduism they
Yes,
yes.
in some Hindu
Yes,
sects
yes.
they teach it. But in Buddhism, everything depends on your present way of life.
I see.
If you live an active life, but with much mindfulness, with much watchfulness, carefulness, your past good karmas find opportunity to rise up. But if you are careless of yourselves, then your past bad karmas find opportunity to rise up and make you unhappy.
Yes.
Yes.
I see. Yes. Yes.
Everything depends on our present way.
Present way.
So we can overcome past bad force of past bad karma.
Yes.
And also, if we are careless, past good karma also is nullified.
I see. Yes. So this actual life is a great opportunity, a chance.
Yes.
To rectify our bad karmas.
Yes.
Yes. To put things right.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Could you explain how actually a karma takes place? Supposing I accidentally tread on an insect and kill it, and it's accidental.
Yes.
Would that have a bad karmic effect?
Well, there are then karmas. According to the intention, a karma is heavy. According to the motive,
I see, the motive.
some
Yes.
are very weak karmas.
Yes.
Some accidental ones, they are very weak, but they are actually karmas, but very weak. Sometimes they may be easily overcome.
Yes.
Their result,
The result.
yes, one comes time because the intention and will must be very weighty and heavy to give its results. Otherwise, it may be, if it is a simple one, little one, it may easily be overcome by some good karmas.
I see. Yes. Yes. I see. Yes. That's very interesting. I wonder, could I ask you, it may be quite a complicated question to answer right away, but you know in Buddhism where they talk about the wheel of life, how life comes to be through craving, through...
You mean rebirth?
Yes, how the wheel of life, how life comes to be through ignorance, it conditions craving, conditions...
that means so long as we have desire to exist in the world, if we don't root out our attachment to the world, we are reborn over and over again.
Yes.
Well, now a question comes. How rebirth takes place?
Yes.
What we call wheel of life means recurrence of rebirths. Well, suppose a man is about to die. To be reborn, a man must die here.
Yes.
So suppose a man is about to die. The last moment, something occurs. According to that, the next life is shaped.
Is shaped, yes.
Yes, according to the last moment of one's life.
The last thought moment.
Yes, thought process.
Thought process.
Yes. Now, for example, I tell you, suppose a man is, and it's the last moment, a dying moment. At this moment, first all his senses become inactive. Only mind within himself is working. His consciousness is working. The mental side is working, but 5 senses are inactive. While he is living in ordinary time, ordinary life, all his physical energy is spent up for for supporting 5 senses.
Yes.
Now the 5 senses are inactive. That life force supports the inner sense of mind to work up. So, in the last moment, mind's power becomes 5 times stronger than before. That means its memory power develops. On a very short time it happens, very short. Yes. The last moment this happens. So, his memory is very strong for a very, very short time, perhaps some 2 or 3 seconds. Then he remembers everything of his past life. Of the life past, this life.
This life.
What he has done from his young days, everything as in a panorama.
Within a few seconds?
In a very few seconds, everything, just as you see a picture on a screen, a very fast picture in the same way, mentally he sees everything he has done. as in a panorama. Then when he comes when he remembers, when he sees mentally something very striking, very strong thing, very heavy thing, there he stops. Then that vision doesn't go beyond that. There he stops. Now he begins to do it over and over again for a few seconds. Mentally he performs the same thing, that same karma, good or bad. Then that karmic force which is hidden with him, when he had performed that karma, I have said now, the impression is left there, that impression becomes strong and active at the moment. It revives.
Yes.
Then it shapes the future life. Now it is 1 or 2 seconds. Then in the next moment, at this time, something clairvoyant power also is developed very little. According to the level that mind rises up at that moment, now he sees where his thought stream would flow up.
Yes.
Either to a lower state or a higher state. Then as a vision he sees hazily some happy or unhappy state. If it is a bad karma, unhappy state, and if it's a good karma, some happy state. In a hazy way he sees, then his thought process is attached to that.
Yes.
His consciousness is attached to that. Next to that, here the body begins to stop, or his work stopped. Then he dies here, his thought stream flows to that. The last thought, next to the last thought, immediately next to the last thought without any gap, the next consciousness or next thought arises in the place where his consciousness is attracted to.
Drawn to.
Yes.
Yes.
And this is done, by pushing that karmic force pushes his thought process towards that side at the last moment.
Yes, yes.
So there consciousness arises in a mother's womb or somewhere. It is called rebirth.
Rebirth.
Yes.
Rebirth consciousness.
Yes.
Yes.
So in a man's life he may gather millions and millions of karmas, but only one of them at the last moment comes forward, which becomes very heavy and very strong at the moment.
Yes.
It is that karma which shapes the future life, next immediate future lives.
Yes.
Other karmas remain hidden in a dormant position.
Yes.
When they get some opportunity in future lives, they may rise up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So what can actually activate the dying thought process is either a very bad karma or a very good karma.
Yes.
And it's the one that has left the most impression.
Yeah, the most impressive one.
The most impressive.
Yes.
That activates the thought process at that time.
Yes, yes.
To produce the rebirth.
Yes.
Yes. I see. That's
now. Rebirth means nothing but flowing of this same thought stream to another existence.
See. There is
nothing goes from here.
No self or soul from
nothing
here.
Because now at present life, if you understand what we are at present life, then you understand what it is, how it happens. Now we started our talk some minutes ago.
Yes.
At that moment I had some consciousness and my physical body, a collection of material states. Now they are rising and vanishing every material part of the body. So at this moment, after so many minutes, it is not the very same material states. It is not the very same consciousness now I have, but the same stream is there.
Same stream.
So identity is there.
Yes.
So in the same way, the last consciousness of this physical life is succeeded without any gap by its succeeding consciousness, but the place is different.
Ah, I see. Yes, yes.
But the same stream.
Same stream.
Yes,
But
same identity.
Different place.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So without anything going from here, there is rebirth taking place. Now, that consciousness which I had at the beginning of this talk, it has not come to this condition, the present moment, but its process is working.
Yes.
Its succession is working.
Succession, yes.
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 So the succession takes place there, but the same stream.
Yes.
In a cinema picture, you see one man running, but it is not the same picture. Series of pictures are there, but there is identity.
Yes. Yes.
Similarly, the thought stream flows.
Yes. So, somehow like a candle. If you have two candles,
Yes.
and you light one candle,
Yes.
and you then light the other candle.
Yes.
As you say, it's not the same flame.
Yes.
Neither an entirely different one.
So the flame, you can't say it is another flame, neither the same flame,
No.
but the process of the same flame.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, suppose there is some papers all over there. There is some flame here, and it grows up, burning. It flows there. Burning all the papers there. It goes forward, but it is not the same flame that you see after. When it goes some feet forward, it is not the same flame, but it is the succession of the same flame.
Yes.
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 So everywhere in the world, not only in man's life, every material thing, either trees or stones, or water, or rays, or wind, everything is not the same for two consecutive moments. Only streams, only processes are there. That is what the Lord Buddha said, anicca, impermanent, changing. Everything is subject to change. So man's life also is the same. In the same way, it is a changing process. So a soul or self or spirit is necessary, not necessary.
Not necessary.
To express this happening.
No. There's no need for a self or soul or spirit.
Yes.
Yes, that's extraordinary. It's really amazing. So basically, rebirth takes place very, very quickly.
Yes, very
without
quickly.
any gap.
Very quickly.
Yes. Could we go on to the actual thought process? Could I ask you some questions on the thought process of being 17 thought moments?
Ah, yes. Now, suppose some visible thing comes before my eye organ,
Yes.
my sense organs of eye. Now when that visual object comes before my eye, my thought process, which had turned to something else, is disturbed by this new object.
Slightly disturbed.
Yes,
shaken.
disturbed.
Yes.
Then my thought process turns towards this. This turning action is called turning consciousness.
Yes.
Then the impression comes in my eye. Then sensation arises, which we call seeing consciousness. It is succeeded by receiving consciousness, recipient consciousness. taking it into the inner thought stream, then something like investigation takes place. What is this? What is this that I have seen? It is called investigating consciousness. Then it discriminates, oh, this is that, so and so. It discriminates.
Yes.
Then he understands the object. 4 or 5 thought moments pass to see a thing properly. Then suppose he is the friend that I have seen, then some happy thoughts arise, some loving, kind thoughts arise. So they are called impulsive thoughts. Strong they are, because there is kindness, there is friendliness, a friendly feeling. They are called impulsive thoughts, or javanas we call them.
Javanas.
They are, it is the order or nature of thoughts. For such impulsive thoughts rise only 7 times, then their strength is gone and they subside. If the impression is very strong, 2 registering thought consciousness, 2 or 3 consciousness rise, registering the object.
Yes.
Looking at the same object.
Yes.
Mentally. Sometimes it is if the object is that seeing, I mean that object is not strong enough, that traditional consciousness doesn't appear.
It's not really imprinted.
No. Then it subsides into passive mode, only 1 second. Less than 1 second, again it rise up and turns toward that same object. So in this way, the 17 thoughts, moments recur. In 1 second, sometimes thousands of such thought moments may rise and vanish.
Yes. I think I've read somewhere that the whole thought process takes place about 1 trillion times in 1/5 of a second.
Yes.
Yes.
Very quickly it passed. The Lord Buddha saw that.
Yes.
So Buddha said, there is nothing to compare the fleeting, the fast fleeting, fast passing of consciousness and rising, and the rise of another consciousness. So quick and fast. There is nothing so fast as the rising and vanishing stream of thought, the Buddha said. Only a Buddha with his highly developed eye could see this happening. In 1 minute, millions of thoughts may rise up. Buddha sees. But the ordinary psychologist, he sees, he takes for 1 consciousness what the Lord Buddha meant, some millions of consciousness.
Really? Yes. Yes. Amazing. Yes. Yes. It's incredible. So really we have the mind, the thought process, coming into being and vanishing very quickly each moment.
Yes.
Being reborn.
Yes.
Each moment, the stream of consciousness.
Yes, every moment we are
Yes.
born, over and over again, physically and mentally.
Physically, the matter is reborn.
It said 7 thought moments is the lifetime of 1 material, 1 matter unit. Material unit. Yes.
I see. So 7 thoughts pass.
Yes. 1 material unit rises.
Yes.
So our body is a collection of these material units.
Yes.
Rupa kalapas we call them.
Rupa kalapas.
Material units. Atomic units we may call them.
Atomic units.
Yes.
And each being reborn.
Over and over again, every time they are rising and vanishing. All the physical body is like that.
Yes. I think through
In other words, always they are changing.
Always changing.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Yes.
I see. Not the same, neither entirely different.
Yes.
Yes. I think through meditation one can experience these kalapas, the subatomic structures, as like streams of energy, streams of electricity.
Yes, all over the body.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
So, the body is a collection or a mass of ever-changing material units. Yes, there is nothing permanent, no ego, which is called anicca, impermanent. Quicker and faster is the series of consciousness rise and vanish.
Yes.
So everything is there impermanent. So there is no ego.
There you go. No self, no soul.
Yes.
Yes. It's
No
just,
soul.
yes.
But conventionally you may call it soul or like that. But Buddha also used this conventional language so that the ordinary people may understand it. Now, when you see this cloth, you see it as one same thing.
Yes.
From afar you see, well, it is one same thing. But if you go closer and examine it, what this cloth is, it is nothing but threads arranged according to a certain order. You see thread.
Yes.
And if you examine a thread again, it consists of so many very subtle material things, something very fine fibers joined together. So at last, when you go reducing, at last you come to nothing but vibrations.
Change of vibrations.
Yes. So, from distance you see as one thing, but if you go examining it, what it is, if you scrutinize, then you see only something joined together. It is a phenomenon caused by other things
Yes.
which have conditioned it.
Yes.
So all things are like that, conditioned.
Yes. All dependent on other things.
Other things, depending
Yes.
on all other things.
Yes. That gives it the appearance of being a solid structure.
Yes.
Something solid. Yes.
Phenomena.
Yes. Phenomena. Yes. Yes.
So, there is no soul or self or nothing from ultimate point of view. No.
From a very ultimate point of view. Yes. Yes. And that is where freedom lies, in the realization.
Yes. If we realize this fact, no unwholesome states rise up in our heart because we know